So last class we have studied about processing fiber into wool, how wool is made. So that topic was over. Today we'll study page number 28. So come to page number 28 and you can see occupational hazard. Occupational hazard, that means some of the people they suffered from wherever they are working. From there they get some disease. Some people they die also. Like suppose if a person is working in a tobacco factory, then they may have some problem, that is called occupational hazard. Same way the people those who are working in cement factories, they also suffered from that, and their lungs are blocked by cement particles. So this is a hazard, people may die also. So same way, wool industry is an important means of livelihood for many people in our country. But shorter's job is risky. Shorter means they used to sort out which is the good quality, which is the bad quality. So their work is risky as sometimes they get infected by a bacterium anthrax. So there is a bacteria called anthrax, they get disease from this bacteria which cause a fatal blood disease called Sorter disease. Such risk faced by worker in any industry is called the occupational hazard. So if a person is working in any of the industry or factory and they are suffering from some disease due to their work, that is known as occupational hazard. Am I clear? Okay. Now let's move to another topic, silk. So silk fiber, you know that silk fiber are very costly, right? Silk fiber in Assam, we get, what I remember, there are two types of silk fiber. One is called Muga fiber and another one is called Path, Path fiber. They are obtained from silk, okay? So they are costly. They start from around 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. That means low quality are from 3,000 and then it goes very high. Did I told you that once Dubai king's daughter, she got married and she was wearing 185 crore dress? Did I told you? Okay, okay, fine. So silk fibers are also animal fiber. Silk fibers spin the silk fibers. Silkworm they spin the silk fiber. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. This is called sericulture. That means if the person they are extracting silk, they are growing silk, that is called sericulture. This is a term called sericulture for rearing of silk is called sericulture. Okay, okay. Apiculture means rearing of honeybee. That means looking after honeybee for honey. Then there is silviculture. Silviculture means uh, rearing of plants and trees. That means if you are growing plants, you are looking after the plants and trees. That is called silviculture. Okay, okay. Then next is floriculture. There are different terms. Floriculture. Floriculture means looking after the flower. That means growing flower. That is called floriculture. Fine. Then there is another term, pisciculture. Pisciculture means rearing of fish. The person who is looking after the fish are called pisciculture. Another term is there, moriculture. People those who are looking after the mulberry leaves for the production of silk, that is termed as moriculture, because this silk they eat mulberry leaves. So we have to look after the mulberry leaves, otherwise silk will never produce silk fiber. Am I clear? Am I clear? So find out from your mother, aunt, grandmother, and the kind of silk saris they have. List the kind of silk, which type of silk they have. So in different region, we get different types of silk. Okay. Before we discuss the process of obtaining silk, it is necessary to know the interesting life history of the silk moth. So how silk was obtained, how silk was produced, we should know that first. So it was many years back, around I think 3000 4000 years back or 5000 years back. In China there was a king. I don't know you know this or not. There was a first of all, first time the silk was produced in China, that was by mistakenly. In different book, in different book, so in different book, you will be getting different story. So I know one story. I'll tell you that how silk was produced. So first, China is the main producer of silk. China is the country which produces maximum silk, and second is India in the world. Okay, so how it was produced for last 3000 4000 years back, this secret was kept with China only, and this silk was discovered accidentally. How it was, 3 4000 years 3000 4000 years back, there was a king, Chinese king, I don't remember his name, Chinese king. He was having a garden. He was having a garden, beautiful garden of mulberry leaves. So he was very happy to observe those plants. So after few days or maybe few months, what happens? Some insect, they attack these leaves, mulberry leaves. They started eating these leaves, and the garden was destroyed. That means it was not looking so beautiful as it was before. So the king was very angry. He said that this animal, why these leaves are becoming like this. So nobody was knowing why it was. In different book you will be getting different story. Okay, I know one story what I remember. So this king, he said that go through the leaves and check it, what is the wrong or what is the mistake behind this, what is the problem behind this. So the people, that means the soldiers and all, they started searching and silk they got silk. That means they got cocoon. Here you can see it's there, cocoon or cocoon, whatever you say. So they got a cocoon. This cocoon, when they break their outer layer, they come out they come out with an insect. They are called caterpillar. This caterpillar, they started eating leaves. They started eating leaves. Due to that, the king's garden was destroyed. Okay, so what he said, he told to collect all the insects and throw them in water, boiled water. That means they want to kill it. So what they did, they collect this silk and they put it in warm water, and as soon as they put it in the warm water, what they saw, a thin fiber came out. A thin fiber was spread on that water. Understood? And then they understood that this is a very beautiful fiber, and then silk was discovered. Clear? Another story is same. Another story is also like that only. Once the king was taking tea in his garden, and suddenly one of the cocoon, it fallen on the tea, hot tea. And what he observed, this cocoon starts spreading, and the fibers were spread in the cup. and it was so thin and so beautiful, it was so shiny, that king got an idea and they started to kill this cocoon. They put it in warm water and they take out the fibers. Am I clear? Now let's move to our book. Life history of silk moth. The female silk moth lay eggs. So female silk moth, they lay eggs, hundred eggs, from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillar or silkworm. You can see diagram here. Okay, you can see diagram. Can you see the male and female butterfly like substance in your book? These are these are these are silk moth. Okay, these are called adult silk moth. They lay eggs. So after laying, you can see the next figure. They on under the leaves. Can you see eggs are there? Can you see? Now when this egg, they are hatched, when they are broken down, then silkworm are produced. You can see the fourth diagram, D number. Silkworm are produced. Can you see? Now this silkworm, they start to eat mulberry leaves. They start eating mulberry leaves. They eat continuously. They eat continuously. Regularly, continuously they eat leaves, and after eating, what they do, they put a thin thread over their body. They cover their body with a thin thread. You can see here number E, cocoon. Can you see cocoon? Inside this cocoon, you can see next figure. Inside this cocoon, there is a silk moth. Okay. When this caterpillar, they get mature, they break this cocoon and they come out. They break this cocoon and they come out as butterfly. That means silk moth. Am I clear? Am I clear? So Chinese, remember that if the silk moth break this cocoon and comes out of the cocoon, that fiber is useless because the fiber will be broken down into pieces. So what people do, how to extract these fibers, when they are inside the cocoon, they take that cocoon and they boil it. Before this caterpillar comes out of this cocoon, they boil it. Understood or not? So that this fiber will be spread properly and you will be getting a single fiber, straight fiber. Understood? Understood or not? अगर कोकून को फाड़ कर अगर ये कैटरपिलर निकल जाता है, सिल्क मोथ निकल जाता है, तो धागा क्या होगा? टूट जाएगा, तोड़कर ही वो निकलेगा. अगर धागा तोड़कर निकल गया, वो धागा कोई काम का नहीं रहेगा, फायदेमंद नहीं रहेगा. तो इसीलिए इंसान क्या करते हैं, वो कोकून जब बाहर नहीं निकलता है, सिल्क मोथ कोकून से बाहर नहीं निकलता है, उससे पहले ही उसको गर्म पानी में डाल दिया जाता है ताकि कोकून अंदर में ही मर जाए और उसके ऊपर में जो भी सिल्क है वो आसानी से एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जा सके. समझ आया? Okay, so the female silk moth lays eggs from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillar or silkworm. They grow in size, and when the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of its life history called pupa, next stage जो होता है caterpillar के बाद वो होता है pupa. ठीक है? तो it first weaves a net to hold itself. Then it swings its head from side to side in the form of the figure 8, मतलब 8 जैसा ऐसे 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 करके अपने आप को it bind fibers in the shape of 8 like this. Understood? Continuously they bind this way and completely they cover themselves. Am I clear? During this movement of the head, the caterpillar secrete fiber made of a protein which harden on exposure to air and become silk fiber. So they produce a liquid which are made up of protein. Protein means they mainly contain nitrogen. So proteins are present in that. This protein, when they come in exposure to air, that means when they are in contact with air, they become in hard substance like a shell, छिलका जैसा, अंडा का छिलका जैसा. So it become little hard, not very hard, little hard. Fine. Soon the caterpillar completely cover itself by silk fiber and turn into pupa. This covering is called cocoon. The further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. So caterpillar, this caterpillar, after after covering its body with silk fiber, it grow inside the cocoon, and once it get mature, they break the fibers and they come out. And if they break out this cocoon and comes out, that fiber is useless to us. That's why we kill them before they break this cocoon. Am I clear? Silk fiber are used for weaving silk cloth. Can you imagine that the soft silk yarn is as strong as comparable thread of steel? They are very strong. They are very soft and very strong. They are very smooth to touch. Do you know how to identify pure silk? Do you have any idea how to identify pure silk? It's very easy to identify pure silk. Suppose I am having a cloth, one cloth. Okay, let us suppose hanky. How to understand that that is a pure silk or not? I'll take that hanky, and what I'll do, I'll take one ring, small ring. I'll put little cloth inside that ring and I'll stretch it quickly. I'll pull it quickly. When I'll pull it, if the hanky comes out easily, it means that that is a pure silk. And if while pulling it, if you see that the cloth is not coming out of the ring, it means that that is not a pure silk. Am I clear? अगर हम अंगूठी से कपड़ा को जोर से तानेंगे, कपड़ा आसानी से अगर आ जाता है, इसका मतलब ये है कि वो प्योर सिल्क है. और तानने के बाद अगर वो फंसता है, इसका मतलब है वो प्योर नहीं है. Am I clear? Now another one is how to identify pure wool. Pure wool. Now pure wool can be easily understood by burning. When you will burn a wool, pure wool, you will get a smell of burning hair. I think everyone knows when a hair burns, which type of smell comes out, right? Nose. So you can burn little hair and you can try it. Little hair, if you get it on the floor or somewhere, you just burn it and just smell how it looks, how it smells. Okay. So when you burn a fiber, that means wool, if you burn a wool, if it is a pure wool, when you will burn it, you will get a smell of a burning hair. Same way, how to understand pure cotton? Like when you go for market, when you ask people, that means shopkeeper, that this is a pure cotton or not, they say yes, it is a pure cotton. But how to understand that is pure or not? There is a simple way. You take little sample. Little sample means take little bit, means take little cloth, maybe this much cloth, this finger like cloth, and burn it. after burning you will if you see that the cloth is burning slowly and leaving some ash. Ash means raak. It burns slowly like a paper. If it burns like a paper, it means that that is a pure cotton. And if it burned quickly, if it burned quickly, or if after burning if it melt, it means that that is not a pure cotton. Am I clear? Am I clear? कॉटन को अगर आप जलाओगे, प्योर कॉटन को अगर आप जलाओगे तो वो पेपर के तरह धीरे धीरे जलेगा और उसमें राख बचेगा, राख रह जाएगा. अगर आप आर्टिफिशियल कॉटन को जलाओगे तो वो क्या होगा, जल्दी जल्दी जलने लगेगा और उसमें राख पैदा नहीं होगा, वो गलने लगेगा. जैसे कि प्लास्टिक जलाने के बाद गलता है ना, वैसे सेम टाइप का वो चीज गलने लगेगा, वो प्योर कॉटन नहीं होगा. Am I clear now? Yes or no? Okay. The silk yarn, do you know what is a yarn? I told you already, I think. Like your mother, when did I told you what is a yarn? Did I told you what is a yarn? Yarn means like you have seen your mother. Have you ever seen your mother knitting a sweater? She's making a sweater. Or someone in the television, or maybe your neighbor. Have you seen? No, it's not stitching. Knitting, sweater, banana, bunai. They used to take two sticks and they used to do that way, and they used to make a sweater, gloves. Grandmother or someone, if you have seen, then definitely you'll see that before knitting it, your grandmother or mother, or maybe the one who is knitting that sweater or whatever, he used to make a ball like fiber. I don't know you have seen or not, ball like fiber. मतलब वूल को ऐसे गोल गोल लपेट लपेट के एक गोल बॉल जैसा बना लेते हैं, देखा है? In cartoon also they used to show sometime. In television you have seen maybe, but you don't remember maybe. So if you know, very good. If you have not seen, then you can watch properly. Okay, watch that means television properly, or maybe whatever you are seeing, observe properly. Okay, so that ball like substance is known as yarn. Yarn means the fibers are put such a way that they will not entangle one another. Entangle means एक दूसरे से ना फंसे. Like you have seen your mother used to stitch your cloth. Have you ever seen your mother stitching cloth? Sui dhaga, you have seen, right? Sui and dhaga. So that dhaga is rolled over a cartoon, cylindrical cartoon. They have been rolled like this. Have you seen or not? So that is also a yarn. They don't entangle. वो एक दूसरे से फंसता नहीं है. When you will take that thread, they comes out easily. After coming out, you can entangle that one. That is different thing. But while removing from that yarn, they don't entangle. एक दूसरे से उलझा हुआ नहीं होता, फंसा हुआ नहीं होता है. Understood? Understood? So yarn are made for this reason only. Okay. So the silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. There is a variety of silk moth which looks very different from one another, and the silk yarn they yield is different in texture, coarse, smooth, shiny, etc. That means different types of silks are available in the world. Thus, Tashar silk, Muga silk, kosa silk, etc. are obtained from cocoon spun by different type of moths. So if you want to study further, if you want to study in detail, you can go through the website. Okay, you can go through Google and you can see. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fiber from the cocoon of this moth is soft, lustrous. Lustrous means shiny, okay, and elastic. Elastic means stretchable and can be dyed in beautiful color. This can be dyed in different color, okay. Generally they are in white color. They are in white color or cream color, but they can be dyed into different color, black color, red color, green color, whatever color we want we can dye and we can obtain that, okay. Have you ever seen green rice, yellow rice, blue rice? Have you seen? While making the rangoli, when we make rangoli, sometime what we do, we color rice and we make rangoli. So that is same way we color fibers also, okay. Do you know what is the maximum length? What is the maximum length a silk fiber can have from one cocoon? That is approximately around 600 to 900 meter. 600 to 900 meter. You can imagine that. 600 to 900 meter of silk fiber can be obtained from one cocoon without, that means the fiber is not broken. A single fiber can be obtained around 600 to 900 meter. Understood? 600 to 900 meter, you know, right? How long it will be? Okay. Sericulture or culture of silkworm is very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. And remember that India is the second most producer of silk. Who is the first one? Who is the first one? First, China. First country is China. Okay, you can look here. You can look here at the bottom of the page in blue color. In India, women are significantly involved in various kind of industries related to silk production. These are rearing of silkworm, reeling of silk from cocoon, and processing of raw silk into fabrics. By their enterprise, they contribute to the nation's economy. That means women, they look after the silk, they remove the silk from the cocoon, okay, then they spun it, they make clothes. So many women, they do this work and they increase the economy of country. Fine. China lead the world in silk production. India also rank among the leading silk producing country. Okay, China is the maximum and India is the second. Let's move to page number 30. From cocoon to silk, how cocoon is converted into silk. So for obtaining silk, moth are red, and red means palna, okay, palna. So for obtaining silk, moth are red and their cocoons are collected to get silk thread. Rearing, rearing means palna, okay. So rearing silkworm. A female silk moth lay hundreds of eggs at a time. They lay hundreds of eggs on the mulberry leaves. The eggs are stored carefully on strip of cloth or paper and sold to silkworm farmer. That means this is a artificial way of producing. Thus, that means what they do, they uh, they take so many silkworm. They look after the silkworm and when they lay eggs, they are those eggs are collected in a paper or clothes, and they send it to the farmer who produced this silk. Okay, they send it to the person they used to produce silk. Am I clear? Farmer always does not mean that the one who produce plants. Farmer can be anyone. The one who produces something can be called as farmer. Am I clear? कुछ आदमी लोग क्या करते हैं, सिल्क वॉर्म को अपने पास रखते हैं, उसको पालते हैं, और जब वो लोग अंडा देते हैं, उस अंडा को ध्यान से एक पेपर में या तो फिर कपड़ा में लेकर उसको किसी दूसरे इंसान को दे देते हैं जो सिल्क का प्रोडक्शन करते हैं. नाउ इट इज क्लियर. The eggs are stored carefully and on strip of cloth or paper and sold to silk farmer. The farmers keep eggs under hygienic condition and under suitable condition of temperature and humidity. That means they keep this egg in an optimal temperature where this egg will not get damaged. The eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature for the larva to hatch from eggs. So they are kept to an optimal temperature where this egg can be broken up naturally. This is done when mulberry trees bears a fresh crop of leaves. So they are put into the leaves. Okay, they are put under the leaves, and when they break, they start eating the leaves, mulberry leaves. The larva called the caterpillar or silkworm eat day and night and increases enormously in size. Enormously means huge size. They become very big, okay, after eating these leaves. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo tray along with freshly chopped mulberry leaves. Chopped, you know, right? They used to put it into so many pieces. These leaves are put it into so many pieces. That means they used to chop it and they put it in a bamboo. Okay, bamboo means, you have seen or not, I don't know. If you take a cylindrical bamboo, if you cut it into two pieces, that one single piece, in that piece silkworms are put. That means the silk moth and the chopped mulberry leaves are put there. They start eating these leaves continuously day and night. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillar stop eating and move to a tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoon. After eating for 25 to 30 days, now they have eaten maximum. Now they can't eat more. Now they start spinning the fiber around their body in the shape of 8, like this, 8. They start spinning, they start moving their heads like this in the form of 8. Okay, and they cover their whole body. The caterpillar or silkworm spin the cocoon inside which develop the silkworm. Processing silk. A pile of cocoon is used for obtaining silk fiber. The cocoon are kept under the sun for or boiled or exposed to steam. That means once they cover their body completely, that cocoon is being boiled or it can be put in the sun so that this the silk moth which is present inside the cocoon will die due to heat. Okay, गरम के वजह से मर जाए. या तो गरम पानी में डाल दो या तो भाप में, भाप मीन्स स्टीम में डाल दो ताकि अंदर का जो भी इंसेक्ट जो है वो मर जाए. ठीक है. The silk fiber separate out. The process of taking out thread from the cocoon for use as silk is called railing the silk. Process है, ये एक process है in which the fibers are taken out from the cocoon. This process is known as railing the silk. फाइबर को निकालने का जो प्रोसेस होता है उसको रेलिंग ऑफ सिल्क बोलते हैं। रेलिंग इज डन इन स्पेशल मशीन्स. दिस कैन बी डन इन स्पेशल मशीन्स और इट कैन बी डन using hand also if you are expert. Special machine which unwind the threads of fibers or silk from the cocoon. Silk fibers are then spun into silk thread which are woven into silk cloth by weavers. और फिर उसको silk fiber में convert कर देते हैं. That means from the cocoon silk fiber is been taken, they make it into a yarn, and that yarn can be sent after dyeing it into different color, and that is been sent to the shopkeeper, and from the shopkeeper we can purchase and we can make our own cloth. Am I clear?